You're in the Waterloop.
Welcome to Waterloop, the nonprofit news outlet exploring solutions for sustainability and equity in water. I'm the host, Travis Loop. Before we dive into the episode, I want to thank you, the audience, for making this platform possible. To support Waterloop, please subscribe on YouTube, rate and review the podcast on Spotify and Apple, follow us on social media at The Waterloop, and sign up for email updates at waterloop.org. Thanks for being part of the conversation. Waterloop. This episode is part of the Color of Water series, a collaboration with the Water Hub. In this conversation, Huda Alkaff, director of Wisconsin Green Muslims, shares how she has spent over 2 decades weaving together faith, ecology, and grassroots action to advance environmental conservation. Huda explains how Islamic teachings inspire a life focused on sustainability. She also discusses spiritual water practices during Ramadan and advocacy around issues like lead contamination and PFAS. Let's dive in. Huda, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. We're very excited to have you on here. You're a member of the Color of Water directory, another one of the incredible people that is in that directory, making a difference across the country and in communities. Could you share with us and with the audience about your work as it relates to water?
Yeah. First, I greet you with the Islamic greeting. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be with you. I'm Huda Alkaff. I'm the founder and director of Wisconsin Green Muslims, which is a grassroots statewide environmental justice group that connects faith, environmental justice, sustainability, and healing through education and service. And as we talk about connections, we talk about environmental justice, we talk about sustainability, and we talk about healing. How could we not talk about water? I started this group in 20 years ago, and we are now in 20 years, and we are spreading the word, spreading the love to now Michigan Green Muslims, which I'm forming it as well. So along the the Great Lakes, we're really looking into how we can build more of the same thought and respect and appreciation to water and all beings.
Thank you. And can you share a little bit more about how you got involved in this type of environmental justice and water work? How was that journey for you? When did you started to be more passionate about this and started working on it? How did that happen for you?
It happened when I was a kid. I used to really wonder. My best friend was the sea. I just go there and watch the waves and observe all the things that are happening, enjoy the water. And I used to wonder about the puzzle. I love to do puzzles, put pieces together, and there are more pieces outside and inside me, and how all these are related to each other. How are they connected? And water definitely really flows through all these, through the trees that I love, through the soil that I love, to the of course the ocean, the water, the rain. I love rain. So all the beings and so it's all connected. And it took me on, when people were asking me, what do you want to do when you grow up? I used to say, I want to be an environmentalist. It was a big word, but I did not even know what that means. All what I wanted to do is how I can solve this puzzle, how I can put these things together in a meaningful way. They are meaningful. They are meaningful in their own existence, but how I can see that meaningfulness and take it on in my life. So I did 2 majors, undergraduate majors, one in chemistry and one in biology, and I was not really satisfied with that. It was it's 2 different departments. They do not talk to each other. What is a field that I can be in that's really whole, like really bring me together with everything that I love. And so ecology was the field that I found that it's interconnectedness and interdisciplinary. And so that makes sense to me. And I continued on to become a systems ecologist. So systems ecology is the looking at the system and the interconnections and the all the relationships between the different parts and the patterns and the meaning. And then I said, yeah, well, also spirituality is part of the system, and I brought that in and to become my whole self as a Muslim and as an ecologist, and looking at the balance, because balance is a key concept both in ecology and in Islam. It's on and on. So many verses in the Quran talks about the balance and our responsibility to maintain that balance and not to mess up with that balance. So that made sense to me. And like, okay, what is water? Like water is like you look at the pH of water, like it's balanced. It's 7 or less. And if it's not acidic, it's not basic, it is balanced, it's neutral, it's beautiful, it's healing, so it all made sense. It's all part of this puzzle that I'm trying to understand and in a respectful way about that. So that's where I am, and that's the connection between faith and ecology, moving forward with all the lovely things that are around us and within us.
That's so inspiring to hear that. There's a common question that's asked a lot, did water find you or did you find water, as far as like being in this as a career? And it sounds like you really definitely gravitated toward water and nature from the very beginning, from when you were a child, as you said. And so this has been your passion for your whole life. So starting an organization, just talk about that. What that was like to begin something 20 years ago, how you did it, because that's not easy. How you reached out to your members of your community and rallied them around the environment.
Yeah, looking into our faith, I mean, in Islam, there are more than like 1,500 like stories, lessons that talk about the environment. The earth is mentioned 450 times in the Quran, which is the holy book for Muslims. There's so many teachings by the Prophet Muhammad, God's peace and blessings be upon him. So just bringing that in to the community, telling them this is what our faith tells us, and let's look into that. Like for Muslims, and as we are now doing our holy month of Ramadan for Muslims, which is fasting from dawn till sunset, we fast from water as well as food. We are the only faith that I know of that fasts from water, abstaining from water. And then when you break your fast with the sip of water. And just imagine how deep that relationship with water when you break your fast at sunset, with that appreciation, with that this is life coming into me. This is water that's going to be reviving me after this fast, that I'm really dedicating it to God. And this is what God gave me to really continue on, to recharge, to refill, um, to go on. It's just so deep. Um, and yeah, so just bringing those in to the community, talking about them, and for us Muslims, when we pray, we have to wash before prayer, the spiritual wash, and that's called wudu, ablution. So, but the water needs to be pure because we purify ourselves with that water to be ready for prayer. And prayer purifies us. So it's all connected. So that comes the responsibility. Like we need to maintain the purity of water because otherwise we will not be pure our prayers will not be pure, and our faith will not be really existing. So it's all connected. And then go to the Prophet, Prophet Muhammad, how he used to perform this ablution with 2 handful of water, just like that, to do the spiritual wash. So if you want to practice your faith, that's what the Prophet used to do, that amount of water. And there's so much info about water, like how even if it's running water, running river, you only take what you need to perform that ablution. And everything else is not for you. It's for everything, every other beings. So there's so many teachings that's in the Quran and the Hadith, which is the reports and sayings of the Prophet Muhammad, and just bringing that in and saying this is our faith. This is how we can practice our faith, and then our responsibility to all the other beings around us.
Thank you, Huda. And I'm curious about on on the ground in these 20 years, you've probably worked on many different projects with many different organizations and institutions. What have been some of the highlights for you in terms of success or solutions, or collaborations, or education? Like, what has been, the most satisfying in those 20 years?
One of our successes, which is the Green Ramadan campaign, it started in Wisconsin. And it's spread now around the country. There's like 20 states that have like a Green Ramadan campaign. Our masajid, the mosques, Islamic schools and institutions, we work on this Green Ramadan campaign. So, but basically we have an open circle model, which we also like really proud of. This is what maintained us throughout these years. Open circle model. We really believe in the power of the circle, that it's open, no beginning, no end, and everyone is equal in a circle. So we designate a theme for each month, and it's all intersectional. So we start January networking, February is climate change, water in March. April is Earth Month with different themes. May, clean air, vegetable community gardens in the summer. September is transit, equity. October is energy awareness month. October is energy awareness month. November is waste reduction and environmental justice in December. We have a reason for each wide designation, but it's part of a larger theme. And environmental justice, we celebrate December 10, which is human rights. So we say environmental justice is a human rights issue. So our 2 pillars are climate justice and environmental justice. And we celebrate whatever we have done throughout the month before we go to another theme. But then in Ramadan, the holy month of Ramadan, which is like a centerpiece of all this circle, is every day is an action item. And so everything that we're doing throughout the year, now it's like the peak during this holy month and what we can do during this month. And so that's like we're really happy about this model that worked for us throughout these years and the Green Ramadan campaign. And and through that, we educate around all these issues according to the need of the community, and help with that education, training, whether it's solar, whether it's water harvesting, rainwater harvesting with the community. So we go, and of course, spirituality is the bond among these initiatives.
Can you tell me more about this focus during Ramadan and what that looks like to take on a different action item every day, including in a time when you are fasting yourself and might not have the same physical energy as other times? Just love to have you explain that that a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, because we have this already established, the annual, the yearly, the monthly themes, so we already have done that. When Ramadan is not the first time we're gonna be doing anything not. So we have a calendar, and we don't say this today is you do this, or every community will be doing some of those aspects, but we just laid that and then remind them about doing this today, how about doing that today. So going to the masjid or the mosque for prayer, for to breaking the fast, which is the iftar meal. So many things there. Okay, is the food that's been brought in or cooked, is it coming from our gardens? How much? What's the produce here? Let's make it local. We have already a community vegetable garden. Is it? Did you bring your own plates and reminding them to bring their own plates and mugs and all that, so we don't waste anything. Did you already plan for where extra food is going to? Have that been set up? How is your transportation to the masjid? Are you carpooling? Are you walking? Are you biking? Just reminding people of that. And then moving forward, what type of food is there? Stay away from meats, because the Prophet did not really eat meat that much. It's and why is eating vegetables would be more healthy, and so let's have this month, this day, for example, is meat free. Um, let's um, let's think. Let's just take time today and read in the Quran what other environmental messages that are out there and ponder. Let's take time and just go outside and just observe something new that you have not seen before, and take time to relate it to some of the verses in the Quran. So spirituality there. Take photos of water, uh, and just see what you can see through your lens, through your camera, and share with us what you have taken. We have a poster contest for kids. Let's draw something that is really meaningful and spiritual, related to the environment and Ramadan. Um, so different activities, and then thinking about planting, community, as I mentioned, supporting organizations or issues, or uh, think about it, learn about a new organization. Um, yeah, just think about the use of water. Did you perform your eco wudu today? How did you reduce the consumption of water? It's just different things. Electricity. Did you reduce? Are you contributing to solar, for example, plants that we have? Just different actions, all on our website under Green Ramadan tab.
We talk often about policy or technical projects or whatever it might be out in the field, but this is a nice reminder of the spiritual and the holy side of water. I'm enjoying hearing this emphasis from you.
We are also active. We have petitions. As part of it, yeah, we work on lead issues, and we do distribute water filters. We educate about PFAS contamination, and we inform the community. Okay, what is this? We have several brochures and so on. Test your water. Look into this. Have you examined what you have done? That kind of thing. We're gonna support our causes, or other communities' causes, but definitely informing. We have definitely always informational tables and petitions about different issues that we are working with, energy, and related, and others that are of concern to the community or impactful to the community.
You do a lot. what are some of the things that you're looking forward to, that you're excited about, projects or collaborations? What are some of the things that are inspiring you to move forward in this coming year?
We are at a point of reflection right now, like what we can do. We believe in like being part of the collective is very important. So we are evaluating what spaces we want to be in, and that are really shows solidarity. It's the time for solidarity, but it's also time for community. And water is community. Water droplets, they stick together and they move, flow, meander together. And I mentioned that starting the Michigan Green Muslims is really exciting, refreshing. We starting on a different level though, because people already know about us, Wisconsin Green Muslims, and our successes. So the starting is like, oh, we want to do the same thing like we did in Wisconsin. Like, wow, they get excited. I'm like, hey, that's a different beginning than going again and saying this is what we are. But just saying that this is a sibling of Wisconsin Green Muslim, they just get excited about that. Oh yeah, so it's very refreshing. And yeah, we had also buttons. I just was we had an event just 2 days ago. We had different buttons about the Green Ramadan, Michigan Green Muslims, and people were excited to put that button on. I was like, wow, I'm very thankful to see something like that people are proud to put that button on and to belong to this, to hold that Green Ramadan, and we are part of this, and we are stewards, and we are. So this is the time to do whatever we can. And Prophet Muhammad, God's peace and blessings be upon him, told us that if doomsday is about to take place, while any one of us has a tree sapling in our hand, which we can cultivate it, let's cultivate it, for we will be rewarded. And this initiative are by tree sapling. This is the thing that I can do and grow and spread. And a tree is, we have also in our teachings in Islam, is to be like a tree. Be like a tree with your roots like really grounded in your tradition, in your ancestry. Be proud of that. You have your roots there, but then you have your branches, you have your leaves, you have your flowers that benefits the world. So be like a tree. And so, yeah, we would love to be like a tree.
I think this is probably the most I've ever smiled through an entire podcast recording. I really, the happiness, the enthusiasm, the inspiration, the message that you bring is very positive and uplifting and beautiful. And I thank you for sharing it with us.
Thank you.
You're in the Waterloop.